Today is Saturday, the 27th of November. Yesterday I put the weekly vlog out earlier than normal because I had my hospital appointment. So that's all in the end of the last vlog that went. Oh shit, just breaking things. That's in the end of the last vlog. Um, Afterwards, after I'd already put that video out, I got a couple of phone calls actually from the hospital, three in total. I have my CT scan already booked. It's happening on Tuesday at 11 a.m. So I'll have that done. Then the hospital rang back again to say that the MRI that I need, they usually happen on Wednesdays. Um, they don't think they're going to be able to get me in this Wednesday, but it's looking, they haven't confirmed it or anything, but it's looking like it'll be the 8th of November. So fingers crossed for that. They told me that I'm a priority case. So obviously they'll get me in ASAP as soon as possible. You know, as if you didn't know what ASAP meant. I don't know why I said them both, the whole reason for abbreviations, so you don't have to say the entire thing. I have a chest infection at the minute, so I'm waiting on the doctor phoning me back, the emergency doctor, just because I might need to get antibiotics because I don't want it hampering any chance of getting these scans or anything showing up in my lungs or whatever, and it's just infection rather than anything else. So hopefully they get back to me soon, so that I can get on to it. I've been coughing my flipping lungs up. It's not COVID. It's definitely not COVID. It is just a chest infection. I think everybody in the house is coming down with it at the minute. So I have that to do. But it feels like now the ball's rolling and stuff. I'll find out with the scans. I think I've previously said and stuff, I've been suffering from a lot of pain in my right hip, which is the same side as where the cancer is in my boob and lymph nodes. It's not psychosomatic. I've been complaining of this pain for a long time now. So I'm just worried in case, it's spread down there or anything. But again, the scans and stuff like that will tell us, they'll tell us if it's spread anywhere else. I'm not going to think about it. There's no point. I think I've got myself into the headspace now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not any kind of tower of strength or anything. But if I keep on the way that I was thinking, constantly thinking the worst, and basically having myself dead and buried every other day, then I may as well be dead now. That's no way to live. So I'm just going to not think about it. I'll either not think about it or I'll think best case scenario regardless. And the doctor did say, if it had spread the other parts of my body and stuff, it's still not a death sentence. Cancer treatments have come on leaps and bounds. There's other stuff that can do. At the minute for my boob and my lymph nodes, they're looking at curative measures. They said if it had spread anywhere else, it's treatable. So I'm just going to keep positive. The news and stuff that I got yesterday could have been a lot worse. Out of all, I got best case scenario basically, or what they could tell me yesterday. Now it's just a case of hoping and praying that it hasn't spread. But we'll cross that bridge whenever we come to it. There's no point in worrying about it now. There's nothing physically I can do about it right now anyway, so why worry? Just the way it has to be. I think before, whenever I was the first week there, I was just a mess, constantly crying and everything. I think it was like a real hefty dose of shock and everything had set in with me, and disbelief and stuff. And now, the world doesn't stop turning, and I just have to get on with it. I just have to try and think about other things, just try and keep my mind off it. And if my mind does wander, not beat myself up over having fears and everything, because I would actually be a robot. I'd be Mark Zuckerberg if I didn't have fears creeping in all the time. But there's no sense in worrying about things that I feel like, is it like the addict's prayer or whatever, that there's no point in me worrying about things I have no control over at the minute. It's not going to do me any good. So I just need to put it at the back of my mind. But that's what today's update is anyway, just to let you guys know that the CT scan is happening on Tuesday, and then hopefully on the 8th, all being well, I'll get my MRI, and then the treatment plan will come whenever they have the results of both of those things. So that's today's update. I know it's only a wee short one, but you can probably hear my voice. I have a chest infection, so I don't want to keep on talking because it's quite sore. But thank you for watching. Keep on praying, keep sending positive vibes, and I will talk to you again in my next video. Today is Sunday the 28th of November, so 1 day short of being diagnosed, 2 weeks. Dear God, I have had an interesting 24 hours. I definitely have a chest infection. I phoned the emergency doctor. I know that that isn't an emergency for most people, but I have cancer, and I also have a CT scan booked for Tuesday. So she even agreed that it kind of was an emergency. So I've got antibiotics from her. I have doxycycline. I have to take those for a week. My camera is so blurry, I swear to God. Focus on my unmade up face. So anyway, yesterday we had ran out of milk, so Chris had to nip into town anyway, so it was going to be a wee while before he came back. So I had like half a cup of coffee that had went cold, obviously no milk to make anymore, so it was just like, I'll just fire it in the microwave. It wasn't in there very long. It's not, like I put it on for 5 minutes and left it. It was literally like 30 seconds. I put my hand into the microwave and scalded myself. My skin stuck to the handle of the cup. Like immediately I could smell burning flesh. And now I have this nice blister, and like this finger, you can see it's like fucked, and then my thumb as well, like round the side. It was so painful. It was unreal. I was planning to stream last night, but obviously I couldn't. My hand was wrecked. Luckily enough, I was still at that stage waiting on the emergency doctor phoning me back. So whenever she phoned back and I was able to get the antibiotics, I asked for her to leave something for burns because I was aching. So she left Flamazine cream. So I put that all over my fingers and then wrapped them up in cling film, obviously to let it soak in. And I was sitting with that on for most of last night. It really did help. Like, it took the sting completely out of it. It's nowhere near as sore or anything like that it was, but I am all like blistered up and stuff now. But talk about like having the fortnight from hell. I get diagnosed with cancer, then I get like a chest infection, and then I fry my own hand because of cancer brain. Don't get me wrong, I don't have brain cancer. Well, I fucking hope I don't have brain cancer. But just with the amount of stuff that flies around your head and how foggy your brain becomes because you can't concentrate on anything, obviously with shock and just the news in general, then I've ended up frying my own hand in the microwave. I actually can't believe my own stupidity. So anyway, today, I'm not long back, I had to go and have a like PCR COVID test. I know what I have isn't COVID, but if I arrive to the hospital for my CT scan on Tuesday with a cough, unless I can prove to them that I am COVID negative, I'll not be able to have it done. So I know it's not COVID, but I need to be able to prove it to the hospital. So I went to one of the drive-through centres this morning and took a COVID test. I would be more confident of like monkeys flying out of my butthole than this coming back positive. It's definitely a chest infection. I don't have any COVID symptoms. Even my cough isn't continual, but I do have a cough. But it's just, the general chest infection. That's obviously why I was getting the tightness and stuff across my chest and the pains and stuff like that. So I'm already on my antibiotics now. I'm also taking, apparently, like my mum, again, luckiest family in the world, my mum has lung cancer. It was slow growing and small whenever they caught it, and that was about 3 years ago. It's actually coming up to the 3 year anniversary. But the she would try and should whenever I say this, she looks at like holistic and natural things, but she is all for medical intervention. You know what I mean? It's not like she's suddenly going to like buy some crystals and believe that's going to cure her completely. She's into everything, and everyone's entitled to believe whatever they want to and treat themselves however they want to. But apparently, one of the doctors said that taking if you have like a bad cough or like a mucousy chest or chest infections and stuff, obviously as well as taking your antibiotics, taking like a teaspoonful of honey can soothe your throat, and it also helps up break up the phlegm in your chest. So I've been doing that too. So my throat or nothing feels too bad whenever I'm doing that, and I do feel like my chest and stuff, it's not as bad as it was, but I do feel half dead at the minute. I just with the infection and everything, then with all the stress and stuff like that, I'm just exhausted. I'm tired. The antibiotics, I'm almost sure it's the antibiotics are making me feel really, really sick. Um, but again, I need to try and get as much of this chest infection cleared up as I possibly can by Tuesday. I know it's not going to be away by then or anything, but just I think the CT scan is you drink barium, and it's more for blood vessels than actual. But if they say, you know what I mean, if they say anything in my lungs, it could just be infection. That's why I'm trying to get it cleared up, just in case there is anything in my lungs. Um, so that's basically where I am today. I had that wee out into the COVID test centre. That was a fun time. I haven't been out. I haven't been going out. I'm scared of catching anything, even though I still managed to get a chest infection. But that's probably because since this diagnosis and stuff, Chris like sleeps face to face with me, like as close as he can possibly get. Like, for God's sake, I'm not dead yet. um, but yeah, so I should have the COVID results back anyway by tomorrow. I've already been double jabbed. Um, I had my second vaccine 2 weeks ago yesterday. Um, Again, this isn't COVID, it's just a chest infection. It's the time of the year and everything for it. But I just feel pretty crappy. But on like an emotional front and stuff, where the whole cancer thing and stuff is now, at least now I have a chest infection. I'm not panicking as much about like the pains in my chest and like the pain in my lung that I was having, like on the opposite side of where this boob is. I'm putting that now down to just a chest infection. I'm still concerned about the pains and all in my hip, because you don't get a chest infection in your hip unless you're some kind of like walking Picasso. Um, but there, again, no sense in worrying. Worrying isn't going to cure anything, and it's not going to help, and it's not going to change anything either. So, uh, I'm just hoping and praying and stuff that that appointment for the MRI does happen on the 8th. Um, because the faster I have these scans done, the quicker the results come in and the quicker that I can start treatment. So hopefully I'll be getting some form of treatment in December. I'm hoping. Um, I don't care even if I have to be. It's obviously not the nicest thing in the world, but even if I have to be, if they're operating first and have to be in hospital over Christmas, at least you know things are getting moving, things are being done. Although it would be nice to be at home with my family for Christmas Day. This is way more important, obviously. Um, I'm trying to keep the frame of mind as well for whenever I have negative thoughts, and if there's anybody or if there's anyone watching this now that's in my boat at the minute, try and keep this in mind. You have cancer. Cancer doesn't have you. Take your control back there. Don't let it have you. You have it. So that's today as we update. Still no makeup on. Do have a like clothing on though, because apparently again frowned upon by society to go out as a jammy tramp. But I just don't see, honestly. It's not even like it's not depression or anything like that creeping in. The reason why most days I'm just staying in my pajamas is I just don't see the sense in dirtying clothes to sit around the house. If I'm not going out anywhere, why get dressed? It's not good for the environment to constantly be washing clothes and burning electricity and all the rest of it. If I don't actually need to, I may as well just stay in my pajamas. So don't think that because every time you see me that I'm sitting like John Kramer from Saw in my dressing gown like a proper cancer patient. It's not depression. It is just no sense in getting dressed, you know. Just pointless to put clothes on. It's not going to make me feel any different. And it'll just cause extra washing that I could not be arsed doing, to be quite frank. So anyway, until tomorrow, that has been today's update. Less tears. I hope that if you're watching this and you're going through similar, that you're finding it easier. And if you're not, do not beat yourself up over it, because it's totally fine. If you feel the need to cry, then let yourself cry. Get all of your emotions out, because holding on to them's not going to do you any good either. Pretending that you're okay whenever you're not's not going to help. Just let yourself feel however you want to feel, and do not feel weak for feeling how you feel either. There's strength in taking ownership and letting yourself feel whatever you need to, you know? And this is some of the most devastating news that anyone can ever get in their lives. So just feel how you want to. And if you need to, I am here. That's the whole point in making these videos to begin with. Right, guys, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share if you can, because it'll help push the video out to someone who may need to see it and might help them. And that's the whole point in doing this to begin with. So, anyway, shall catch yous all later. Toodle pips. Today is December the 2nd. Remember, it's Thursday. I had my CT scan on Tuesday the 30th, and then I have my MRI scan coming up next Wednesday at 1:10 They phoned me today to it was meant to be half when I went in, but they told me to come in earlier for that. I haven't been doing so great, that's why I haven't bothered making any videos or anything. I thought I was totally fine there for a bit, and I was upbeat and positive and everything, and then whenever I went in for the scan on Tuesday, I don't know, it was nearly like I think shock had worn off or something, and I started getting huge amounts of anxiety whenever I was lying in that bed for the CT scan. I wasn't worried about the scan. I've had a CT scan before, because I have a pre-existing stomach condition that I've been dealing with for years. It's a chronic condition. Whenever I've had CT scans for that before, they've made me drink barium. This time they didn't. They injected me with dye, and then whenever I was lying on the bed, it just, everything became very, very real. And I started getting worried about, like, if this is spread or anything like that. I've mentioned before about the amount of pain and stuff that I have in my hip, like my right hip here. I feel it's like it's deep in like the bone. And I know that there are lymph nodes in that area, so it's just worrying me. Yesterday I didn't even get out of bed. I just stayed in bed all day long and watched different like YouTube videos. I feel like really, really low, and so hard to explain. I suppose it is like the signs and stuff that you get with depression, but I don't feel depressed as such. I don't know. I think like there's a saying here in Northern Ireland, like I just feel like I've had my head up my hole whenever I was feeling so positive. I think that it was shock, and I think that it hadn't worn off, and then just now that these things are like going in for scans and stuff and all that kind of stuff are all starting, it's making everything very real to me. I am a streamer, and I had sort of told my community that from Wednesday I would be back. I'd already set it up in my mind. I'm like, I don't care what's going on, I will be back streaming as normal. I've been streaming here and there. I hadn't been really sticking to any schedule. I had no cam on, anything like that, but I decided, right, Wednesday, back to having a cam, back to sticking to my times and stuff, and I just couldn't get up. And I feel horrible because it'll be 9 months soon that I've been streaming, and like I've had people there with me in every stream since it started, and I just feel like I'm letting people down all the time. They've like been kind enough to give me their time to sit and watch me and talk to me, and I can't even just put it together to do that, and it makes me feel like shit. I don't want them feeling like they've wasted their time, but I just can't at the minute. I'm trying to not. Yesterday I just wanted to be by myself. I didn't go near any of my family members. I just stayed in this room. Chris is having to like work loads and loads of overtime at the minute because just worst case scenario and stuff. I don't want to die and him be left with loads of debt and stuff, so we're trying to get all that sorted out at the minute. So he's staying in the spare room because if I do get to sleep, he doesn't want to wake me up. So I've just been kept myself to myself, which is probably the best because I don't want to make them upset all the time. I thought that like the worst of this would be over me at this stage, even though I still don't know anything because it just felt so alright. I was like, I was totally fine. I'd wee wobbles here and there, but I thought it was all over me. And then just the start of these scans and stuff, and the not knowing and pain that isn't like, it's not just in my imagination. I've been complaining of this pain in my hip for so long now, so it's not like every, you know, like ache and pain and blaming on this. I just don't know whether this is how it's always going to be. I joined different support groups and stuff like that, and I don't even want to look at them because it's people talking about treatment, and I think I'm better just not knowing about all the bad shit that can come along with it at the minute. I just feel a bit like lost and sad. And it's meant to be, you know, like Christmas time, everyone's getting their decorations and stuff up, and you keep hearing that it's the most wonderful time of the year, Chin getting played on TV, and it's just not. Just not for me right now. Everybody needs to be checking themselves. You only have to do it once a month. It's so important. So important. It doesn't matter whether you're female or male. Men can get this as well. That's the whole point in making these videos. It's like awareness and stuff. And if it even forces one person to go to the doctor about something that they felt that wasn't quite right, or if you're just not even bothering to check yourself, it is so important, and it takes 2 minutes. There are loads of online guides if you're not sure how to do it. Do not be like me. I got a comment from someone basically telling me how stupid I was for not getting it checked sooner. You don't need to tell me, I know. I already know this. But again, the whole point in making these videos isn't for any other reason than to push other people to getting checked and checking themselves. And if they feel anything even like slightly concerning or that they're not sure about, just go to the doctor. It's never going to waste the doctor's time because there's always that chance that it mightn't be okay. I want again to thank everybody for all the comments and prayers and everything. I read everything. I read all of the comments. I mightn't reply to everybody. That's just because, as I've said, I'm just a bit all over the place at the minute. But I do read them, and it means an awful lot to me. It sucks to read comments from other people that have dealt with this, though, because I just wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I'm trying my best to put myself back together, but I just can't at the minute. It's too hard. And I know that I shouldn't isolate myself either, but I just don't know what else to do. We watched, I think it was maybe on, it was Monday night actually, it was the night before the scan, of all films to get a meaningful quote from, we were watching Saw 4. And there was this one part in the film where it said, there'll come a time in your life where from that point you'll always know everything in your life from before that event and after that event. And that's what's happening now for me. This is that event. If I am lucky enough to be one of the survivors of this, I'm gonna live the rest of my life in fear, knowing that it could come back at any time. I don't feel like I have the strength to keep on dealing with this over and over. I don't know how anyone can. Right, well, that's today's gurning session. Please like and comment and share this video and the channel. It's for no other reason. It's not because I want subscribers. I don't give a shit about that. It makes everything more visible, and hopefully somebody that needs to see these videos will then be able to see them. They'll find them. That's what I want out of all this. That's the only reason why I'm sitting doing this. I just want to help other people, because man, this has to be the most isolating disease, even if you're surrounded with people. And you've so many well wishes and you've so many people around you, it doesn't matter. It makes you feel like you're on Earth alone. And I don't want anybody to feel like that, so if I can help, then please, please, please share, comment, subscribe, everything. Right, I have to go. Oh god, I still can't speak. Wipe my eyes. But again, thank you for watching, thank you for comments, and hopefully I'll get back tomorrow with hopefully positive feelings, more positive feelings than I have right now, because it's not nice. So today is December the 4th. It is a Saturday, and I don't really feel much different. I still feel all over the place, and I just have this feeling like I wish I could just take a break from myself, you know? Like, just not be me anymore. Like, just not have to deal with all this crap running through my head every single day. I don't feel as like weepy and stuff today, but I keep getting these pangs of realization that just keep kicking in over and over again. Like, I'll be totally fine one minute, not thinking of it, then I'll remember, and then everything, it's nearly the only way that I can describe it, because it's the only way that I've felt the same kind of sensation, is if you have like a shock death in your family. Whenever you hear about it, you know that like sense of just boom, everything, it just seems so surreal nearly. That's happening. That's how I feel. Like even whenever I go to sleep at night, I'm not dreaming about cancer and all that crap, but I'm just having very, very stressful dreams that I'm almost glad to wake up from. Then whenever I do wake up, I'm like, well shit. At least whenever I was dreaming, I was getting a bit of a break from this crap, and now I'm back to it. Just again, it's just the not knowing. And it feels like it's going on forever. Like in 11 days, it'll be exactly 1 month to the day since I was diagnosed. And like, I'm not, it's no one's fault. The hospital and the doctors are moving as fast as they possibly can. It just feels like forever. The first week went in so quickly. Like it went by in a blur so fast. And now it's like every day is just like trailing by. Um, I have my MRI on Wednesday. The hospital had sent me out a letter that also, they phoned me to tell me whenever the appointment was, just in case the letter didn't come in time. Um, so I was reading through that, and it was saying it can take up to 28 days to get the results, and I'm just thinking I can't do all over Christmas feeling like this. I need to know something sooner. So I'm hoping that's just for people that are needing kind of general MRIs, and it's not, like people with cancer. Hopefully they're prioritized, because I should have asked my doctor if any of you guys that are in the UK, because I know that it's completely different in America, any of you guys in the UK, whether you've had the same kind of path along as me, how long it takes for them to get you a treatment plan, and then for them to actually start with the treatment. How long is that? Like, will they have this all in place whenever the results come back and I see them again? Will it be then them telling me what they're doing? Will it be maybe starting the following week? Or will it be a month ahead of time? Or how quick is it going to be? I need to know. Um, the the breast nurse had referred me. That's whenever we went for the appointment to find out, sort of, it was basically them to tell me I have cancer, which I already found out on the first appointment because they got it in my lymph nodes. But it was basically, just to confirm that the lump in my boob was also cancer. She had asked, um, she did I want her to refer me to the like well-being people, and I'm like, yes, refer me to everybody, please. So they phoned yesterday, and obviously like they don't know anything medical and stuff, and they were just wanting to know whether I wanted to talk and stuff like that. And there's nothing that anyone can say. The questions I have, nobody can answer for me at the minute. That's all I want to know. But that is about the height of today. There's nothing new to report on. I'm not so much. I'm a wee bit nervous for the MRI. I don't like suffer from a lot of claustrophobia or anything. It's more wide open spaces really like give me anxiety. But it again, it I hope it isn't like the CT. If you're watching this and you have to have a CT or an MRI, neither of these procedures are scary or bad, painful, anything like that. Whenever I'm referring back to the CT is more that whenever I was lying there having this done, the realization of what's going on had hit me again, and I'm just hoping that that doesn't happen again on Wednesday, because I felt like I was going to have like a panic attack. It's not anything to do with the scans or anything surrounding it. So if you're in my position, don't be scared by me saying that. It's me. It's the realization kicking in, having these tests, that things aren't all right, and what could come from the results and stuff like that. Um, Again, just make sure you guys are checking yourselves. I cannot, like, don't be like me. I cannot force that point home any harder. just make sure you're checking yourself. It's free. You know what I mean? Just have a date on your calendar and do it every single day on that like day of the month. Like clockwork, it could save your life. So 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 important. And for all the like couple of minutes it's gonna take you, it's worth your time, you know? Think of all the stupid things that you do in your life that you make a point of doing. You know, like going for like a coffee on your lunch break. Like people do things so regularly in life, these habits, but as soon as it comes to something like this, people have this mentality of always thinking, oh, well, it'll not happen to me, so I don't need to worry about it. No, cancer isn't picky. Cancer will pick anybody. Trust me. But anyway, today is Saturday, so tomorrow this video will be going up. I definitely hope that all of you guys have had a good weekend, whatever you've been getting up to, maybe Christmas shopping and stuff. Um, Again, thank you so much for all of the prayers, positive vibes, all the lovely comments. Again, if I don't reply to them all, I can't at the minute, but I read every single one and they mean the world to me. So until next week, be safe. Thank you for watching. If you can like, comment and subscribe, it'll hopefully push this video and the channel out to other people who might need to see it. And it's always good if you're in my position to know that you're not by yourself. So if you could do those things, I would really, really appreciate it. Anyway, until next Sunday, I shall catch you all later.